Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. Depends what time you're joining me. So if you are joining me live, we'll begin in just a moment. So welcome on Facebook, welcome on YouTube. If you're joining me on Facebook, I've gone for a little bit of a little visual effect on the camera today, just to liven things up. And we will begin in a moment. I'd like to make sure that everything is working, that it is going out live. Okay, so good morning, my lovely Maxine. Thank you for joining me. So this week we're kind of working with raising our energies. So if you join me live in the morning, it's so dark outside. I want to work on ways of raising the energy this week. We're going to start off, doesn't sound quite right, we're going to start off lying down today. Morning, Laura. Good morning. We're gonna lie down and just bring the knees in towards your chest and have a wriggle. See if you can create some space in your back and bring the lower back into the floor. And if you're not sure, you can bring your hand under your back just to make sure. And then you can hold the backs of the thighs, you can hold the shins. And if you don't like this shape, then bring your feet to the floor. If you are holding the knees in, you can have them together, you can have them wide. And then just wriggle the back of the head. See if you can lengthen into the back of the neck as well. So just taking a moment to really lengthen the spine before we come into our day. And just take a couple of breaths here. See if you can soften your tummy and breathe into the tummy. And if your knees are in at the chest, you might feel the breath rising up into the legs. See if you can soften your face. Just take another nice full breath. And then give yourself a squeeze and a hug. Nice little hug. We're going to take a hold of the right shin. So either your right foot's on the floor or you're hugging in. And take the left foot up towards the ceiling. Just give that ankle a little rotation. Don't have to straighten the leg. Just see if you can keep the lower back pushing into the floor. Taking it around one way and the other. And then see if you can spread your toes. See if you can find those muscles in your feet. Just waken them up. And then draw the toes in towards your face. Just find a little calf stretch. Okay, then bring your right foot to the floor. I'm going to cross left ankle over the right knee. And have those toes pointing upwards. Just opening up the thighs. You might stay here with the right foot on the floor. You might reach through and have a hold of that right leg again. So just opening up the hip. And wherever you are, just trying to flatten the lower back into the floor again. Maybe a little sway. And then we'll switch sides. So hugging the left foot in or bringing it to the floor. Take the right foot up and just take some little rotations into that ankle. Try and resist arching your back here. See if you can push it down into the ground. Just using that effort of pushing the back down to activate the core. Just find a little bit of stabilization. One way and the other. And then see if you can spread the toes. See if it's easier on one foot than the other. And then draw the toes towards your face. And then we'll cross right ankle over the left knee. So maybe the foot's on the floor here. You can have the hand into the thigh. You can reach through, take a hold of the left leg if you want to. But just finding a little movement just to bring some ease in. So we're not going for the deepest stretch. You can't do much in 10 minutes. It's just a little awakening. Lovely, and then uncross the legs. So bring the hands to the backs of the thighs. Take the knees wide. Take them towards your armpits. And you can bend the knees here. A little sway again. To open up the hips a little bit more. And then bring the knees together. Lift the head, lift the shoulders. Squeeze it up into a little ball. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. See if you can lengthen the back of the neck. Don't strain your head here. So push your lower back into the floor. Activate the core. And if you feel okay in your back, what we're going to start to do is rock the legs forwards and backwards. Now, if you're on a hard floor and this doesn't feel good, we're going to do a few of these. You're going to roll onto your side, come up into the seat. But if you got a little bit of momentum. It can be quite fun, like a bit of a seesaw. And it's quite a lovely way to give the back a massage, but also just to lift a little bit of energy. And then we'll come up into a seat. Always makes me make that noise. We're going to come to hands and knees. Just a little wrist stretch. Bring the back of one hand to the floor. And see if you can push that down so the fingers are reaching in towards the knees. I realize my little filter on Facebook is probably quite annoying. And then you might make a fist with that hand, so if you can maybe straighten the elbow, but don't force it. We'll switch hands, so bring the palm of your right hand to the floor. The back of your left hand comes in, so fingers are pointing towards your knees. See if you can push that hand down. Lift up out of the elbow, maybe lift out of the wrist, maybe make a fist, see what works for you. And then just release. Bring that hand to the floor. Take your hands wide as the shoulders, maybe a little bit wider. Spread your fingers. Tuck the toes, knees are hip distance. Lift the bum up and then send it back into a downward dog. Now, if this doesn't suit you, you can do this on hands and knees as well. So stretching the spine with the hands on the floor. A little puppy pose, or you can take it up into a full downward dog. Don't worry about the legs. Focus on lengthening your spine. See if you can wriggle your bum away from the shoulders. Wriggle the shoulders away from the wrists and keep pushing into your fingertips. Push into your index finger knuckle. Push down through your thumb. Take a breath. And then look towards your hands. Walk up to the hands. Walk the hands to the feet. Nice bend in the knees. Take a hold of the elbows. Tummy right down to your thighs. So bend your knees as much as you need to. Chin to the chest. A little bit of a dangle. Ooh, so good to take a bit of your day upside down, just to awaken a different energy in the body, shift out the old and the stale, bring in the new. So release the hands down towards the ground, slide your hands up your legs, rising up halfway, straightening the legs, see if you can lengthen the spine. And if that means coming up higher, come up higher. My first one's always a little bit higher, always feels good. Breathe out, take it down, nice bend into the knees. We'll do that again, rising up, halfway, lengthening in, moving with the breath. Breathe out, take it down. And do it one more time, breathing in, lift yourself up. And breathe out, take it down. Nice bend into the knees, take the arms out wide, push out. Okay, take the feet a little bit wider than your hips. Let's have the toes facing out slightly. Just adjusting my clothing. The heels are slightly in. Breathe in. As you breathe in, bend your knees. Let the knees track over the toes. Take the arms out wide. Reach it up. Straighten the legs. As you breathe out, take the arms back down. Bend the knees. So breathing in, reaching it up. Breathing out. So nice little flow. So as you come down, cross the arms in front. It's almost like you're going to give yourself a hug. And then you decide not to. Breathing out, breathing in, moving with your breath. Okay, and then next time you take it up, we're going to hold it up, maybe take the feet a little bit wider. So if you can take a hold of your left wrist. And what we want to do here, we don't want to stick everything out. Hug the ribs in, lengthen the lower back like we did on the floor. And then see if you can lean it over, the other side, and maybe let the right hip follow. A little bit more of a leg stretch. Breathe in, take it up. Switch arms, take it over to the other side. Let that left hip dip in a little bit. Breathe in, take it up. Bring hands to your hips. Just turn the toes in this time, the heels out. Maybe widen your stance. With the hands on the hips, a little bend into the knees, hinge it forwards. And then bend your knees as much as you need to. See if you can bring your right fingers to the floor. If they don't come, keep the right hand on the hip. We're going to take the left arm up into a twist. And breathe out. Switch hand. Either fingertips to the floor, bend your knees, or hand onto the left hip, take the right arm up. Let's take it one more time on each side. Breathing in, opening it up. Breathing out. And last one. Bring it down to the ground. And then with a nice softness in your knees wherever you are, see if you can take a hold of your elbows, chin to the chest, and have a little kind of ragdoll shape, but in a wide stance. So bend the knees quite generously, stick your bum out. See if you can get the head a little bit lower. A little sway of the upper body. See if you can relax your toes. And then release your hands down. Slowly slide the hands up to your hips. Have a nice generous bend into the knees. Lift the body halfway, stick your bum back. And then chin to the chest, roll yourself up to standing. Give the shoulders a roll. And then very mindfully, we're going to bring the heels in, the toes, the heels, the toes. Give the legs a nice little shake, a little cross over the body. Bring the hands into the heart. Take the arms out wide, reach it up, big, big stretch. Breathe in, wriggle your fingers. And as you breathe out, bring the hands down to your heart. Close the eyes. Maybe bring your thumbs right to your heart. Feel your heart beating. And then notice your breath. Let's take a few breaths. Be aware of your body and your breath. Try and focus your mind. One more breath. Bring a smile to your lips. And bow the head to the hands, the mind to the body. Take something positive into the rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Drop me a message if there is anything you would particularly like me to focus on in these little morning sessions. Drop me a message, let me know. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much.